Greetings and salutations. I'm Kes,
And I'm Becca.
and welcome to Act 4. Now, I think we can all agree that love triangles have been somehow surviving every single era of our generation, from Peter, Katniss, Gale, to Jacob, Bella, Edward, and now to Tashi, Patrick, and Art in the newest Luca Guadagnino movie, Challengers. And after watching it attentively, me and Becca will be discussing it today. So let's go.
Yeah. In this initial segment, we will focus on our opinions and we'll begin by summarizing the movie and then provide our thoughts on it. So, Tashi is a former tennis player turned into a coach who has successfully elevated her husband's career from mediocrity to successful champion tennis player. So, she was able to snap him out of his losing streak and entered him into a challenger event where he would compete with the lower tiers on the pro tour. Well, from there, tensions escalate when he faces off against Patrick, his former best friend, and Tashi's ex-boyfriend, whose future was once promising and turned into something a little trashy. So the movie was directed by Luca Guadagnino, as Kes said, and written by Justin Kuritzkes. I'm not sure that I pronounced that right. In the cast, we can find Zendaya as Tashi Duncan, Josh O'Connor as Patrick Zwig, and Mike Feist as Art Donaldson. So, Kes, what are your initial thoughts on the movie?
Now, I want people to hear me out on this one, okay? But personally, I have never disliked a movie so much before. Like, I've never wanted a movie to end.
What?
I know it's
What?
I
I
I know.
disagree. I am not. What?
I really, to me, Challengers was, I'm gonna say it unfortunately for me, not good. It wasn't good.
Oh my god, that hurts me because I really love the
I'm
movie.
oh
No,
well,
but
see.
like, no, but like, I don't get it. Why didn't you like it? What was wrong with it?
I think actually at first I was starting to like it, okay? At first because there were so many people talking good about it. So I was like, okay, this is about to eat. And it
Yeah.
in fact did eat for like the first 20 minutes. And then it started doing the back and forths in the storyline, and that started to piss me off to a level that I did not understand. Like sometimes I
What?
like a good, like, oh, let's go back to the past to understand a little better, but they kept doing it. And sometimes they were doing it for like the day before. Like, why didn't you just show that before? Why do we have to go back where we're literally like half through the movie?
Girly,
I
I
really
found
didn't
that
like
really
that.
interesting. It's like it's cinematography. What is wrong? You really love movies like Memento. So what is wrong with the back and forth? I don't get it. What was the problem with that?
Well, Memento, that's the point. That's not the challengers, that's not the point. Well, at least maybe it was, and I
Yeah,
didn't
but to
understand that, but
understand the story, it's the point. It's like as if we are doing the podcast episode today, but for someone who's just seeing us today, if they're watching our movie, they're gonna do like a backwards so they can see where we came from and why we decided to do the podcast episode.
well, see, that's the thing. They would go back and then they would keep moving forward until this point, but they kept going back and forth, and they extended that one scene, the finals challengers, so
Yeah.
much that it started to, drain my attention. Like I was like, okay,
Really?
wrap it
Really?
up.
Honestly,
Yeah, sadly.
we're like, I don't agree at all. Like, when I went to see it, it was like a Sunday night, and like, my boyfriend and I went to like the shadiest theater in like
Oh
our
no.
city. Not gonna lie, it's like one of the shadiest. I'm gonna say shadiest because like no one checked that we bought tickets. We literally did not see
Ah,
one employee. We like bought our tickets
that's
and just
fun.
took herself to the like the theater location. Like we didn't literally like meet anyone. And when the movie was finished, we just like walked out of the movie. Like we could have entered without
Oh
paying.
my
Like,
god.
I don't that's how trashy it was, okay? And literally we were the only people in the theaters, yet we really enjoyed it because like we got to talking and like analyze things. And maybe that's why I liked it more. Maybe it's because like we were two and we were like talking and analyzing things, so we were like really deeply like trying to understand what was going on, less like just watching it and like be bored. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
helped.
But actually, analyzing, there's one thing. Well, okay. It was, I didn't like it, but there were a few things that I think were really good. First of all, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, you could say, like, oh, Tashi was like, the tennis ball, and that she was like getting hit by like Art and Patrick here and there. And I like that analogy. I don't know if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, but to me, I was like, okay, I see what you
Yeah.
did there, Luca. But also the characters, I'm sorry, so unlikable.
Well, honestly, I have to say, Patrick was way too cocky. I remember I was so pissed off with him while watching the movie. And
I
I
swear.
know. Some people would be like, yeah, but Becca, use some critical thinking. He's not that bad. But no. For me, Patrick, no. Tashi, no. But Art, come on. I'm gonna be a Art
Okay.
defender until I die. Until I die. That dude did not deserve that.
Honestly, I think, like, if I had to rank them, Tashi and Patrick are equally as worse as the other. And then Art is somewhere far behind. Because he's not that bad. It's just like, bro, stand up. Like, don't you see
Yeah.
you're getting a little walked over? Stand up, my guy. You got this going
Yeah.
for you.
You said you
That's
said far behind, so you would put Patrick and Tashi before Art? Damn.
because they're
I don't agree with
unlikable.
that.
I
Oh,
think they're
okay, the
very
ranking from like
unlikable.
unlikable.
Yeah,
Okay, the ranking
yeah.
from like unlikableness. Okay, I thought it was like the
No,
contrary. I was
no,
like, why is Art far behind?
no. No, Art. Yeah, he was fine. It was just sometimes I wish he would, because the two others they were talking trash about him. His wife,
Yeah.
like that's
I know.
crazy.
I know. And the worst part is that I forgot what I was yeah, the worst part is
Oh,
that I was watching like the press tours from the actors, and Zendaya like does not like Art. She says Art is like the catalyst for everything that happens, and like he's the bad guy. But literally everyone that I've seen review the movie don't agree. They're all like, no. Art, yeah,
maybe she
Art
got.
was a teenager and he was trying to like meddle in the relationship, but I mean both of them knew that Art was doing that, and like even
Yeah,
Patrick was laughing. It was like, oh yeah, I would do the same thing, and he was just like an immature kid, but then he grew up and he's no longer like that. So I'm like, why would you resent someone that like was a teenager and didn't have that critical thinking and didn't really process things
exactly,
the same way? Because now he seems just like a chill dude that wants to play tennis but then wants to retire, but he still wants to please his wife. Like that's all
yeah.
he is.
Maybe she got too deep into the role and she, unconsciously
Yeah.
thinks what Tashi thinks. You never know.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't agree because
What?
honestly, I feel
Yeah.
like Patrick. Okay, let's talk about Patrick for a second.
Oh,
Patrick is a trust fund kid, okay? And he's like, oh, my ego is so big, I don't want to run to my parents. I'd rather sleep in my car.
like
He's a
that's
bum. Like I don't want to be mean, but like he's not even like a bum in the sense like he doesn't want to, like he's just doesn't have like the abilities. The thing is like he is voluntarily a bum, and I don't understand
lit.
that.
Yeah, literally the first time he talked, I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh, back up. All right. Or when he was like interrupting Art when they were like talking to Tashi at the party for the first time,
Mhm.
it made me so mad. And I knew the guy for
Mhm.
like 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Like, bro,
Yeah. Yeah, I
somebody,
agree.
yeah,
I agree. Like from the beginning, it's as if like Tashi was his and like he was trying to get her attention. But you know what? Like we caught on when we were watching the movie is that Tashi seemed to like Art more. Like you remember in the beginning when they like started to
yeah,
talk, she would look at
Yeah.
art way more than she would look at Patrick. So I
Yeah.
don't know if it's because like she was more like attracted to art, but then because art, lost, she was like, okay, well, I'll go with Patrick because for Tashi, the main thing in her life is
Yeah.
to be with a tennis winner, a tennis champion.
Mhm. Yeah, honestly, maybe. I did think, yeah, I think that's why also I got annoyed when he was interrupting art. Because clearly, I think we can all see where the interest
Mm-hmm.
was. And that wasn't you,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick. Just saying.
Yeah,
But, anyways.
yeah, yeah. Well, some people said that Tashi was looking at art like that in the beginning because she literally sensed that art would be easier to manipulate. Like they said that
Maybe.
because the vibe that they had even in the beginning, like Patrick was like self-assured. He was like taking the lead. He was like, doing anything, and like he
Yeah.
seemed really confident, whereas Art was like just chilling, just looking, just going with
Yeah.
it. And you could clearly see that Art was interested in Tashi, but he let Patrick take the lead. So it, like, some
Yeah.
people say it's because like she sensed that Art would be easier to manipulate, so she like literally had like more interest towards him. That's why. But yeah.
Actually, yeah. This is the other thing that I might have, been a good to me. That's like the techno, like, music. Like they were
Yeah.
playing every now and then. I really liked it. And that's when
Mm-hmm.
they got my attention. Every time the music
Mm-hmm.
played, like, and I think it was the
Mm-hmm.
same one a lot. Every time it played, I was fully attentive, and as soon as it
Mm-hmm.
stopped, yeah. What did you think about it?
Yeah,
Did it?
I agree. I agree. It was really good because it helped like captivate me because I was like, oh, something is about to go down. I think in one scene it was a bit too loud for me. Like I remember one
Uh,
specific scene. I don't know what they were doing, but I remember one specific scene where they were talking, but like the music was so loud that we had difficulty understanding what they were
mm,
saying. But other
yeah.
than that, yeah, it was really, really, really interesting, and we really loved that. And what did you think about us being the ball at one point during the game?
Oh, it was interesting. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really see the metaphor, but it was cool.
Well, I
Good
do.
camera.
I
Oh,
do.
oh.
I do. I think it's because they wanted us to like feel, throughout the movie we had like the perspective of everyone. And I think at the end of the movie they just
Mm-hmm.
wanted like to emphasize the back and forth between like the two of them. And remember at
Mm,
one point Tashi was like, I don't know if you caught that, but like she was watching the tennis like match, but her head was just
mm-hmm.
straight. She did not look. Her head was straight. But like when we
Yeah.
became the ball at one point, her head was doing this because it became really intense. And I think it was
Intense.
just
Yeah.
us. Yeah, it was just us getting like the groove and like doing the back and forth with them. So it was really interesting.
Um. Well, I mean, honestly, it makes sense. The last scene was really good. Probably the only
Yeah.
thing I genuinely liked about the
Yeah.
movie, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I don't know, like when Patrick told Art that him and Tashi were together the night before,
Mm-hmm.
I lost it. I was so pissed at him. But like now that I had like some thinking and I had time to process this, I think it's because he like wanted Art to realize that he should not let Tashi leave um vicariously via him because Tashi does not respect him. So if Art wants to play or if Art wants to lose the game, well, Art should play for himself. And I think
Yeah.
that's why at the end, like, he had like a boost of energy and he was just like playing for like everything. He wasn't playing for his wife anymore. He was playing for himself. He wasn't playing for like his wife. Especially that the girl was like, oh yeah, if you lose, I'm gonna leave you. Oh, Tashi.
Oh, I hated Tashi. Like, bro, she is so well, she is just mean. Like,
She's mean.
I don't know, at least Patrick is a little funny. You're just mean and arrogant. But anyways,